Well, look, here we go. He's just revealed his colours right now. I help you with your online profiles, and I'm going to make you sit against a Ferrari, flash a Rolex watch, have a ton of women on a boat, drinking champagne in the profile. And then, when you really meet that person in real life and she sees you all for bullshit, she's going to milk you for all your worth because you tried to pull a fast one on her. So, yeah, well done. I'd love to see a success rate post a profile match and meeting in real person. Is he going to tell us that?
Yeah, because that happened to you before, right? Saying, look, you don't look like your photos. If you get a photo in front of a Lamborghini and you don't have a Lamborghini,
Yeah.
you're attracting gold diggers. But even if you just up your photos so that you look more interesting, what if you don't look like your photos?
And then the girl can meet you and she can challenge you on, you don't look like your photos. Now, we know that that's the case for a lot of them, but they're going to challenge you in person if you're too far different, and then you're going to have a response, and that can be right at the very beginning, early on in their interaction, and then that's not going to go too well. So in Daygame, she's seen you, she knows what you like, she's catching up with you again. There's no issue with any of that. That's all removed. This isn't a blind date situation, and she's challenging you on who you perceived yourself to be, and then who in reality that she can clearly see you aren't. So you're wasting your time on that as well.
Because this is like
on all these dates.
This is a online dating and Instagram arms race now, because you got guys hiring guys like this that are technically just photographers. I can take some photos myself.
Yeah.
If you're a high value guy too, you're so high, like a Dan Blazarian as an example, or someone near there. And you're a self-made one. You weren't born into money. You are intelligent enough to figure out how to take some photos and put them up on a dating app, pay for the premium or whatever, and supercharge the hell out of it. You can put a sentence together to put in a bio too.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not rocket science. I do that's the thing for you guys at home. I've got dating apps. I do dating apps as well. They work sometimes, but the results come from Daygame. Look, and that's partially why I wanted to do this as well, because I want you to be able to see, look, this is the other argument, this is the other side, and now you've got experience with both. It's like, if the facts change, I'll change my mind. If everything goes online, and that's the only way to get, or the best way to get the highest value girls based on my mate value, as a guy in his 40s or whatever, even a guy in his 20s really, then I'll change my mind. I'll start using online dating apps. I'll start, editing my photos and putting in awesome bios and getting photos with Lamborghinis and...
I mean, look, we all know that every man and a dog can be on the internet. It's no different than dating apps. So you can spend all your time on there, you can invest in there, you can get this guy to do your photos, you can pay for your premiums, but to what avail at the end of the day? Are you at the end of that month going to say, this is freaking brilliant, this has been the best way to meet girls, I'm meeting high quality, authentic women that really like me? Or are you going to find most of the time it's gone nowhere, because as he said, women will swipe on you, but swiping on you is one thing, you've still got to meet them and follow through. Following through from someone you've met in Daygame, where that interaction has already happened and she knows who you are, and there's some form of attraction that she wants to explore, is a far different proposition than a girl that hasn't met you, just sees a few photos and another opportunity. So yeah, that's what you got to weigh up. You got to
there's actually one point that I want to make to guys watching this, is that there's an assumption out there being made, a false assumption that I think this guy's making. And I'm not attacking the guy. This isn't like an attack on him, or I'm not trying to attack him or anything like that. But there's an assumption made on his behalf that people who do Daygame or do hit the clubs don't know how to use an online dating app.
Yeah.
They don't have good photos, and they don't know how to they don't know how to swipe right on an app. I guarantee you every guy out there doing cold approach is still using those apps as well, and know how to hack the things, and they're still getting better results from Daygame because they're doing everything. So someone who's doing everything will have more experience, but he's done 10 approaches in 3 years. And those 10 approaches in 3 years, that's not enough experience to even be criticizing Daygame. You would think you have to have experience in something to criticize it. Like, that's why when I criticize different modes of game, I've put in the time and effort to try them, you know? Like, I put in a spreadsheet on the London Daygame model and realize that it's not as effective, and then I tweak it, you know? Anything else before I click it?
No, any other thing I'd say is Daygame also helps you build proper interaction, right? So you take that everywhere in life. You take that into the date as well, right? Where you're portraying confidence and you're able to communicate to women and understand them a lot better. You're going straight in cold off a dating app to meet a girl. You got to build that all up from scratch. There's no momentum there. So yes, it's another toolkit for sure. Why would you drop Daygame completely and just focus all online? That would be stupid. Like, everyone knows in this day and age, not one thing is the way to go. Like, when you're thinking about investments and you're thinking about
diversifying your stock portfolio. It's
Absolutely.
like ruling out crypto or something, or ruling out Tesla.
Put it in your toolkit. Put it in your toolkit and keep at it.
Yeah, you should have Tesla. You should have Bitcoin. You should have a whole bunch of different stocks. You should have, you know, like a whole bunch of things, and then see which one gives you the better returns. You know, it's like someone saying that they don't like Tesla, and they never look at the graph and see that it just keeps going up.
And they hedge all their portfolio on Tesla, so if it goes down 20%, they've lost the whole 20%. Like, look at other good stocks to put into as well. So, same concept here. Like, look at do your research and put in different strategies. And Daygame is a massive strategy that if you put it into your lifestyle, it's not like you going out solidly for 4 or 5 hours walking around trying to look for women.
And that's why we were in your local area, and that's why we worked on this, because you know that's why I'm putting pressure on you. You know, it's like you make it a lifestyle. You don't go, oh, I'm going to wait till the weekend and then put in a solid 6 hours and waste your whole fucking Saturday. What a waste of time, you know?
And yesterday I was in the local supermarkets and I got a couple of numbers just by stopping and talking to girls looking at stuff on the shelves. So, you know, those girls may not even be active online. And this is the other thing we haven't talked about, is how much of these girls are never online, just like so many girls are never in the clubs. So they're in a market of not as many guys approaching them, which makes them more sticky when they get the attention, and latching onto you a lot more and being a little bit more committed than the everyday girl who can just swipe left or right on Tinder. They're going to put in, I've met this guy, he's a real person, I'm going to treat him nicely. I don't get a lot of attention, or certainly people approaching me. I kind of like that. I think most girls do. They might be a bit timid when you approach them, but I think when they were to think about it, they think, you know, that was pretty cool of that guy to come up to me. That to drop that whole thing, which is universal and through history, we call it Daygame today, but guys have always approached girls in the day. So this is not a new concept. It's just been modernized. That to say, oh, that doesn't apply, Tinder's working. The other thing you got to remember is...
But before you move on to another one, that's a good point. How many girls are not even on these dating apps?
Yeah.
At all.
100%. And that's really the girls you want, really, when you think about it. You don't want these girls who can, oh, I had a bad date with you, we had a slight argument, right, and she picks up Tinder and she's back into that world again.
Yeah.
Like, it provides them an easy way out to just get another date, another guy. Well, if these girls that aren't on there as active on there, that works into your favour.
A Tinder girl's always a Tinder girl. As soon as you lose her, she's back on there, right?
100%.
Oh, let's try
and their
finish,
Tinder
let's
approach
try finish this